Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be reviewing the Topeak BB Hide and Tool Stealth Tool. Topeak Stealth series of tools is all about carrying tools in clever and integrated ways on the bike. In this review, we're specifically looking at the Topeak BB Hide and Tool, which is a compact tool that slides into hollow bottom brackets. So the packaging, you can see simple white and yellow coloring, which is really characteristic of Topeak products. You have the Stealth series tag on here, which is part of their stealth tools and has a wide range of other really convenient and stealthy tools. You can see some nice illustrations of how it works and how to install and remove it, as well as a lot of the features. We'll go ahead and take this out of the box and go over the specs. So retail price on this is $69.95, so fairly expensive, but it hides inside a hollow bottom bracket. It's compatible with SRAM DUB, Shimano GRX, Deore XT, as well as the Shimano SLX cranks and the FSA Hollow cranks, as well as some other ones on the market. It has a chain breaker tool directly integrated in it, and that works with 8 to 13 speed chains. You have their Topeak Nano 7 multi-tool, which is one of the smallest multi-tools I've ever seen, with 7 different functions, and you can see it slides right inside the body. You have a steel wire chain hook, which is great for holding tension on a chain. And then this really clever ring pull system. So you pop this out and then pull it out of the bike, and then you can toggle it back flat. So a pretty clever setup, and it sits right inside your bottom bracket without the need for any other saddlebags or putting any things inside your jersey pocket. As far as what comes with it, obviously you get the tool. You get the instruction manual that shows how to use it. You get the multi-tool pre-installed, chain breaker pre-installed, as well as the pins all locked down. They have a different option for the little rubber ring, as well as the little dust cover. So you can actually use the dust cover to cover the other side of the crank and prevent any dirt or debris from getting into it. Now let's take a look at the weight of the tool. So the tool with the standard gasket on there, that comes in at 92 grams, so pretty light overall for the multi-tool and the chain breaker. As the name implies, this is a hidden bottom bracket tool that slides into your open bottom bracket and can be stored directly on the bike. It's constructed from a combination of polymer, steel, and aluminum, which gives a nice lightweight and durability. This tool does require a minimum of 124 millimeter straight section with an internal diameter of 19 to 20 millimeters, and that accommodates the body. The outside is about 19 to 25, and that's what is this wider gasket. You can adjust the tension by loosening or tying the outer knob as well. You can see it has a pivoting design as well. So the top pivots, and that's what functions as a chain breaker. So you put your chain in there, and then you can loosen it using the 2 knobs on the outside. Topeak lists the compatibility for this with SRAM DUB, Shimano GRX, Shimano Deore XT, Shimano SLX, as well as FSA cranks, but I'm sure there are others that satisfy the same measurement requirements. This has a nice combination of a multi-tool and chain breaker, as well as a chain hook, all integrated into the same compact form factor. Installing this is simple as sliding it in, and then adjusting the tension, which was done by tightening this, which will adjust the little rubber gasket here. You have this really clever toggle knob here, so you can pull this out, and then that's what you use to pull it out of the bike, and then you can lock it down for a nice clean flat look. You have a Topeak logo on the outside, and then Topeak on the actual multi-tool itself. So we'll start with the multi-tool. This actually slides right inside of the body of the tool, so really clever, and just has a friction fit. This is their Nano 7, and it's one of the smallest multi-tools I've ever seen. So really compact. It has 7 different functions. It's unfortunately so small that I have a very hard time just opening this, so I actually have to grab another tool to pry it open. So let me do that quickly. So once you do get the multi-tool open, you can see there's 2 rows, and you have a standard swiveling design with a main aluminum body. The tools are steel, and you can see we have a Torx T25, which is pretty convenient for a lot of repairs. You have a flathead screwdriver, and you can see with that little sharp edge there. Then you have 5 different Allen keys. So you have a 2 millimeter, you have a 3 millimeter, 5 millimeter, and then an 8. What's really cool about this 8 millimeter one is that to do that, you actually combine the flathead wrench with the 5mm one, and you can see the wrench actually has bevels to match an 8mm, and this combined thickness here is the 8mm. So a really cool concept and gives you two tools in one. It's a very compact design though, so you don't have much leverage, and you can see the depth on here is super tiny. So if you're trying to get to a hard to reach area, this tool might not even work. So one downside of the compact design. Now let's take a look at the installation of the tool. As you can see, we have a hollow spindle here with the GRX setup. We're adjusting the tension by just rotating the outer part of the tool and then pushing in. You can see there's slack here, so you have to go back, rotate a little bit more, and that squishes down the rubber ring. Once you get the tension right, you'll get a little bit more resistance and it'll hold itself in place. So you keep adjusting it. You can see now it's pretty good, and you can lay the pull tab flat. You can see if you shake the bike, everything stays in place. And if you want to make it slightly more secure, you can even go back and tighten it a little bit more. It's a pretty simple setup, and with that pull tab, you can easily remove it and then lay it flat for a very slick look. Once it's installed on the bike, you barely notice it's there, as you just have the Topeak logo sticking out. So a pretty clever design and a great way to make the most use of your bike. Now let's take a look at the chain braking functionality of the bottom bracket tool. Here we have the mini tool out. We've extended the rear, which gives us a little bit more leverage, and taken the 4mm Allen key out, and that works with the little bolt on the outside. Then you pivot the end by 90 degrees, and this works as a nice handle. So that's a nice thing. Even though it's a fairly small tool compared to a smaller Lezyne or equivalent chain breaker, you get this nice handle, and that gives you a little bit more leverage. Now to match the handle, you have to use the mini tool, and this gives you a little bit more leverage to open the pins up. So you want to open this up until you have enough space to put your chain in, and then you slide it underneath these two little hooks. So once you have that lined up, you can start to adjust the bolt, and then you want to line up the little opening here until it's just pushing down on the chain, and that holds it in place. So you can rotate the bolt out to get the little pin thing out until you line it up. So once you have that nice and set up, so now I'm holding the chain tight. Now I can start to tighten up this bolt, which will push pressure down on the pin. So to do that, I grab my multi-tool, and then I can spin this, and then you can hear the pin come out. So pretty nice setup, and thanks to the long size of the tool and the handle, you actually have a pretty good amount of leverage. So you can see I can really get in there and then pop that pin out, which should pop out right on the inside of the tool. And there you go, see the pin comes out. So pretty convenient, and if you have a roadside repair, you have that tool on your bike and you don't have to worry about having to find the tool from another rider on the road. Now let's go over the pros and cons for the Topeak bottom bracket hide-in tool. What I like about it is they have a clever design. Everything's really well packaged, so you have a lot of functionality in a very compact form factor. You also make use of your hollow bottom bracket to carry tools instead of your jersey pocket. You also have secure mounting with that simple rubber ring, so as long as you adjust the tension, it sits there nice and firm and won't fall out even if you go over rough terrain. The main negative of the tool is the fact that it's difficult to open that multi-tool. It's so small you can't really get a fingernail underneath there, so it can be hard to open. Hopefully over time it becomes a little bit easier though. Taking everything into account would give the tool a 9.0 out of 10. It's a very compact and clever tool that makes the most of the storage on your bike. Thanks for watching this review. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can see more content from us on our website at thesweetcyclist.com, as well as follow us on Instagram at thesweetcyclist. This is The Sweet Cyclist reminding you to enjoy the ride.